Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah. So today's video I'm going to go over what I got for my kids for back to school, including their backpacks, lunch bags, and school supplies, where I get the school supplies, and why I go this direction as opposed to just going to the stores and buying everything individually. So if you do enjoy today's video, please give it a thumbs up, as that does help my channel a lot. If you do enjoy today's video on the content you see here on my channel, I would love if you consider subscribing and joining my YouTube family. So hit that red subscribe button and the notification bell to miss any future videos from me. So if you are new to my channel and you don't know, I have 3 kids. My oldest is 8, going into grade 3. My daughter is a middle child. She's 5, going into grade 1. And my youngest is going to 4-year-old preschool because he'll be 4 in the fall. So I want to kind of show you what I have for all of them and where I got it and that sort of thing. So I'm going to first show you my youngest, his backpack. I got this backpack off Amazon. I quite like it because it has this pouch in the front. It has a couple of places to put like a water bottle or something on the side, and then it has just a nice size compartment in here. He doesn't need too much except for a snack to preschool, so a big backpack wasn't necessary. So I got this off Amazon fairly inexpensively, and he quite likes it, and I kind of thought it was cute with the dinosaurs and the space theme and everything. So fairly inexpensive off Amazon, because I know once he starts kindergarten, he's going to definitely need a bigger backpack because this will not hold everything they need. So I didn't want to spend too much, but I thought it was kind of fun for him. So that was what I have for him. And then as far as the water bottle, he usually brings either a sippy cup, or I'm trying to transition him into a water bottle, so I don't quite know what he's going to take to school yet. And then I send a couple containers for snacks. So his is fairly simple and straightforward. So now for my older 2, they both have a Roots lunch bag here, which I got from Costco, and I absolutely love them. My oldest, he's now 8 going into grade 3. He's had this since 4-year-old preschool, and I must admit it has worn very well. Like, sure, it's a little bit dirty because, you know, we've had it for a while, but otherwise it has worn really well, and I'm quite impressed with it. And then my daughter's been using this since 3-year-old preschool, well, partway through 3-year-old preschool, maybe a 4-year-old preschool. So she's been using this for a couple of years as well, and it looks like it's, you know, brand new. So I quite like these lunch bags. You can get them from Costco. I think they're around like $15 or something. They're fairly inexpensive, so that's why they're my go-to choice for lunch bags. I have another one for my youngest for when he starts kindergarten. I already got it and everything. So yes, these lunch bags are great because they're durable. So far I found them to be quite long-lasting, good quality, and they're super affordable. Like, I honestly think it was like $15 Canadian that I paid for these at Costco. And yes, they're getting a little bit frayed on the writing and stuff, but the zippers work totally fine, so I absolutely love them. And then what I use for the containers for my kids for their lunches is I got these bento boxes from Superstore. So I have the pink one here for my daughter, I have a green one for my son, and I have another green one for my youngest for when he goes to school. So these were our local Superstore. I don't remember how much they were. I want to say like around $10 or so. They weren't really that expensive. And what I love about them is they all fit, as you can see, they fit perfectly in the lunch bag. So I just toss them in here. And then they have these different compartments. So they have like this one, this little one here with a thing, and then they have the round container here. So this is great for applesauce or fruit or berries. We usually put, like, say, fish crackers in here, maybe a fruit or something in here. We'll usually put the sandwich underneath this section, and then here we put like a piece of paper towel and a spoon if they need it, depending what's for lunch. But the great thing is you can use all these little containers, or you can just take this out and use just these little sections. So it gives you lots of options for them for lunch. And from my experience, they don't eat too much for lunch anyway, because my kids rarely eat all their lunch because they always say they run out of time. So I have those for both of my kids and for my youngest as well, for when it's time for him to go to school. Now, as far as water bottles go, I have these water bottles. They're Zulu water bottles. I got them from Costco. You can get them in a 3-pack. Now, my daughter's had this one since September. It still works really, really well. Occasionally, this thing here gets jammed, like it is right now, actually. But we just have to kind of play around with it. I think it's just a bit dirty. But honestly, this one, and then we have this one here that was my youngest water bottle. He didn't really use it, so my oldest uses it now, because my oldest water bottle actually broke because he dropped it one too many times, and he admitted that he dropped it a lot. But otherwise, my biggest thing with water bottles is I don't want them to leak, and these did not leak. These were phenomenal. So you can buy them from a 3-pack from Costco. I don't actually remember how much they are, but I have some more for the kids, because despite my oldest dropping them, his water bottle was in perfect shape until he dropped it one too many times. But yeah, these are great water bottles. I do highly recommend them because they're true and they say they don't leak, and they don't leak. Plus they have the rubber here, which I like, because then they're a bit more grippy, so they kind of don't slide off their desk or anything. But apparently my oldest is rough with this water bottles only. And they also have this handle, which is great too. And then the other thing they seem to like is on the side here, you can actually lock this so they can't open it accidentally, so you can't bump it in your backpack or something. So this has been really good. They both seem to really like the water bottles. They're easy to open and that sort of thing. So those are the water bottles I got for them. Now as far as backpacks go, I have these root backpacks for both of them. So my daughter has had this since before she started kindergarten. Actually, she used this for kindergarten, but previously she used it for any of our travels that we went on, and it looks brand new. Like, she's used it for a solid year of kindergarten, and this backpack looks like it's brand new. What I like about it is, number one, it's also durable and well made in my opinion. Number two, it's affordable. These are about $20 or so Canadian at Costco. So all my kids have one of these. I also have another one that my husband and I share when we are traveling, like by plane and that sort of thing. But they have lots of compartments. So they have this front one here, they have this one here as well, and then they have this middle compartment and the big compartment, and they're able to fit everything they need in their backpacks for school. And let me tell you, sometimes I feel like they're bringing so much stuff home between library books and home reading, and like my oldest has an agenda and their lunch bags and stuff. Everything fits in here. And then they also have these mesh parts out here that they can put a water bottle, plus these two outside pouches, so lots of storage. So this has lasted well. And then this is my oldest. Now he's had this backpack since he was 4. He's now 8. So for 4 years he's used this. He used it for 3 years of full-time school and then part-time for preschool, plus all of our travels. And it's getting a little bit frayed at some spots, but the zippers are all in great shape, which I find are usually the first thing to go. There's no rips or tears or anything in it, and it holds everything in it. And his backpack is probably the heaviest and has the most in it. So it's done really well. So I highly recommend, if you're looking for an affordable backpack. I know like a lot of times the kids have the cute character backpacks and that sort of thing, but they, you know, they're honestly never usually very good quality, and they're not any much cheaper than these are, and these are a way better quality. So if you're looking for a backpack that's going to last your kids a long time, I would highly recommend the Roots backpack from Costco. They've been the way to go. I know sometimes my kids are like, well, why don't we have like a Paw Patrol or a dinosaur backpack or whatever the case may be, or My Little Pony. And I explained to them, I said, I want you to have a backpack that you're going to have for a while. Plus the great thing is, this is not going to go out of style based on their age. So if this does last up to their teenage years, which who knows, maybe it will, maybe it won't, this is not something specific to his age. So my kids would be fine with using these backpacks when they were 13 versus when they're 5. So, and having 3 kids, I want to be smart and economical about my kids' backpacks and lunch bags and everything. Okay, so that's their backpacks and lunch bags. The next thing I'm going to do here is, so for school supplies, with our school, we have a couple options. We can either order a preset package just based on their grade from a company called School Start, located here in Canada, or alternatively we can take the list with us and go to all the different stores locally and find all the school supplies. So the first year my son was in grade 1, when my son was in grade 1, I decided to order the package. I only had 1 kid in school at the time, and I'm like, this looks like an easy option. Fast forward to last year, we had the pandemic and everything going on, that I decided to again order the school supplies for him through this program again, because it was just the easiest thing to do. I didn't want to be running in and out of stores and everything else. It just was a lot simpler for me, so I went that way. And then again this year they sent out the notices, because for kindergarten my daughter didn't need to have a package because the teachers bought all the supplies and we just paid the school, but for grade 1 she's going to need it. So I decided back in May, when they sent out the supply list, I thought, okay, I could order all the supplies, through this program or this company, or I could just go shopping myself. And I thought more about it, that, you know, we're on vacation in the summer, we have lots going on. The last thing I want to be doing in August is running around getting all their supplies. And you know what, could I save a little bit of money? Possibly, because they did come home with some supplies, but at the end of the day, we can use the extra supplies at home for just in our craft room, or when we're out camping or traveling and that sort of thing. And you know, this might cost slightly more, but it's shipped right to my door, and it saves my time of having to go to all these different stores to get all the right supplies and make sure I can find the right supplies. So this is a great option. So this I ordered back in, I want to say middle of May or end of May, and it got shipped to my door, so right to my house. I didn't have to go anywhere to pick it up. So now I'm gonna unbox it with you guys because I haven't really unboxed it. I just opened it just to take a quick peek, but I haven't really taken anything out of what's in here. So I want to show you how they package it. I absolutely love how they put it all together. I think it's great. So let's dig in. So all the supplies comes in these awesome cloth bags. So another great thing is now we have an extra cloth bag if needed, and they're labeled with their names on here. So I know which is my daughter's and which is my son's. And when you do order this through them, you have the basic package, and there's a few extra things you can either order from them or you can pick up yourself. So I just ordered everything through them because honestly, it just felt like the easiest option at this point. So this one belongs to my oldest, Clark, who's going into grade 3. So what it comes with, I'll kind of show you as we go through it here. So it comes with, I don't want to show you here because it has the name on here, but it comes with labels. So these are all pre-printed labels. So it's great because then you can go ahead and label some of your stuff. Now they don't usually send enough labels, so I usually use all these first and then I kind of make my own after that. And a couple ways I make my labels is I either buy some labels I can just write their name on, or I pre-print a bunch of labels, just a Microsoft Word on pieces of paper, and I use Scotch tape to tape them on. Nothing fancy, but it does the job for labeling. So they come with the labels. The next thing they come with here is they show you the specific list for of everything that's in here. So this is the list that we got. This is the package, and these are the extra things. So this is pre-selected by our school. So you just, when you order everything on the website, it's super simple. You just go onto their website, you submit what school your kid attends, what grade they're in, and everything comes up, and then you can choose to either order all the extra stuff or the package or whatever you want. So it's super easy to do. So the next thing here, yes, so there's a list here. So you can see exactly everything you got, because of course when it comes to like duotangs, stuff like that, they're always very specific about what colors they want, because depending on what they're planning for. So the first thing that comes in here is a ruler. Now I do have rulers from when I was a kid, but you know what happens over time is sometimes they either break or they go missing, they get little legs and go for a walk. So having a few extra rulers around the house is not a huge deal if he brings us home at the end of the year, which last year he brought most of his supplies back home, so I'm not concerned about him losing it. Next up we have a pencil box. So my son had one last year. We're going to use the other one. I was thinking that'd be great for him to be able to take with him if we go on a road trip. He can stick a few pens and pencils in there in his backpack when we're on a drive, and it keeps everything kind of secure there. So we have the pencil box here. And then we have a couple things. We have some scissors. We have a thin Sharpie. We have some glue. We have some white erasers. We have some more glue. And then we have a red pen, a yellow highlighter, and a pencil sharpener. So I like how they kind of put all this stuff in the pencil box already. Now, one thing I do though is for example, he has in here, there's 2 glue sticks. I'm not gonna send all the glue sticks to school. I'll send one at a time. And then if he starts to run low, I let him know to let me know, and I will send another one. Same with these Sharpies. There is 2 of these thin Sharpies here. I am not gonna send both of them because I don't want, there's 3 of them actually. I'm not gonna send all 3 of them because I don't think it's necessary to have 3 of them. Let's use one at a time, wear one out, and then get another one. I have pencils that last year that he never even used that are still upstairs because I didn't send everything. And I never had the teacher ask me why I didn't. They seem to be quite fine with it. So I don't send everything at once because I figure then they might easily just lose them. The next thing we have here is, apparently I ordered Kleenex. I don't know why, but here's a box of Kleenex I guess the teachers need. So I ordered Kleenex, so I think I just ordered everything anyway. The next thing we have here is we have the Tri-Write pencils. So they're like triangle shaped pencils. I think they use them because they're easier for the kids to hold on to when they're learning how to write properly. So this is a triangle kind of shaped pencil. So there's some of these in here. So there's 12 of them here. I will not send all 12 of them because there's also another thing of 12. So there's 24 in total. I don't think it's completely necessary to send all 24. So I'll probably send like 6 at a time, and then I'll just let him know if he needs more to let me know, and I'll send more with him. Then of course we have washable markers. So markers I find are never a big deal if we have extras at home. So at the end of school year, if he brings them home, because eventually markers lose their lids, they die, so it doesn't honestly hurt to have extra markers. So these are, I'll label these. So when I do label them, I label every individual marker, pen, pencil, and I also label the box. So everything is completely labeled, so everything he knows is his. The next thing I have here is pencil crayons. So there's a pack of 24 colors, so lots of colors for him. So again, I'll label everything there. Now the next thing we have in here is we have some of these different notebooks here. So I know these are quite common. I remember these when we were kids. These have been around forever. So like this one here is just plain paper. So if they just start doing some drawings and that sort of thing in a journal. And then this one has all the lines. So more for their practicing their writing and everything else. So there's 3 of those there. Oh, look at another package. So like, why do they have so many? There's like 36. They need 3 packages of these. That's what it requires. So I guess they require a lot of pencils. And the next thing we have here is a package of lined paper. I probably could have not ordered this, but it came in the package, so I just ordered it anyway. They'll always use extra paper, and as a kid, we always had lined paper in our school supplies. And then the last things in here is all the different duotangs, or I guess they call them colored folders with pockets. So we have all the different colors. It's like a rainbow. So that's everything that's in my son's bag. So I absolutely love that it's kind of all packaged nicely in this cloth bag, so I can keep it all together for September, so I can go ahead and label everything, make sure everything has his name on it, and then I can kind of just put it aside and then deal with it in the fall. So I kind of like that it's all kind of ready to go to make it easy for getting organized. So I can easily sit down one evening, label everything, and we're good to go. So now my daughter's is not as, I don't think there's as much stuff in here for grade 1, but again, comes in the cloth bag. So this is what we got for her. So again, we have the list here of everything that is in the package. And then we also have the labels. And now we're gonna, this is actually some similar stuff to what he got. So again, we have the pencil box. They both have green, but I'll put their names on them so they'll know whose it's whose. Plus, they'll be at school anyway. So for her supplies, she has scissors, which are much smaller than his. She has this First Write pencil, so I think it's supposed to make it easier for them to write, although I have no idea how you sharpen this because it's a triangle. She has some erasers. She has a package of 12 of those pencils. I'm probably going to collect the pencils, but that's okay. I have a package of crayons and 2 glue sticks. So a lot of similar stuff, but the crayons my son didn't have, but she has, but she's going to grade 1, so little different supplies there. So again, all nicely packaged with the writing utensils and writing stuff in the pencil box, so that's kind of nice. The next thing we have here is we have more pencil crayons. Pencil crayons, honestly, they often end up wearing down from sharpening them so much, so having extras at home is not a big deal. I like, it's not a bad deal if they start off fresh the school year. Now, as years go on and I have more kids in school and time goes on, I may not necessarily order like pencil crayons, stuff like that. I may just reuse them from the previous year, even if they're not, like, because they might only be like a quarter done. But we'll see. For now, this is just the easiest thing to do, so everything's dealt with. I don't have to worry about putting together anything. The next couple things in here are some markers. So she has thick and thin markers. Again, like I said previously, markers aren't really a big deal to have extras if they bring them home. And then the last couple things in here is we have, again, some of these notebooks. She has two plain ones, and then she has one that's half lined and half plain. So often they'll do like a journal entry, so they'll write down here and then draw a picture up top. So I know that's what they've used them for before. There's a couple Ziploc bags, not really sure what they're used for, but anyway. And then we have all these colored duotangs. And I know that often the teachers will color code them for specific things so that all the kids have, say, the same duotang is red for all of them for, say, science, or purples for math, or whatever the case may be. It just makes it easier for the teacher to organize everything by category. So that's everything she got in there. So when it comes to, like I said, labeling everything, I label every single item, every individual item, every box, everything. I want everything to have their name on it so that way they know what's theirs, and then they usually end up coming home with most of it. Obviously, if something's been used or worn out, they don't come home with it, but I just find labeling every individual item is just much easier, and they can keep hold of all their stuff a little bit better as well. So that's everything I got here. I definitely, you know, if you have the option to order through your school, like through a company like School Start, I think it's actually super convenient because, you know, you might be able to look at sales, at back to school sales or supplies and that sort of thing, but it can very easily take up a lot of time to go through flyers and go through different stores and see where the best bang for your buck is. But then you have to spend all that time doing it. And I mean, I don't know about you, but sometimes my time is more valuable and I'd rather use it to do things with the kids and go on vacation and that sort of thing, rather than trying to organize and pack for school and get the supplies for school. So this is really convenient. Plus, I love that it comes to my house. That is the biggest, most convenient thing, is it took a bit of time to come here, which is fine because I ordered in May, but I don't need it till September, so I totally didn't mind waiting. But it was honestly fairly what I consider affordable. I don't remember the exact cost. If I remember, I'll put it in the description box below. But I thought it was fairly affordable, fairly reasonable, and I don't think it was overpriced by any means. So could I save a little bit? Possibly, but you know, that's just how it is. So the only other things I have to get for the kids, I have to get all three of them some indoor shoes for the fall, but I don't like to shop for those until like August, in case, just so I can have a better idea of what their shoe size is, because it could change a little bit over the summer. So later in August, I'll take the kids out to go shop for their indoor shoes. But otherwise, I love now that I have everything. I can start labeling everything, and then I just feel that much more organized and don't have to worry about stuff for school really much until closer to the fall. So that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed today's video and I gave you some kind of ideas of what to get for your kids, especially when it comes to backpacks and lunch bags, and kind of share what I've done as far as purchasing school supplies. And I don't know if you have that option where you live, but maybe if you do have that option, check it out. It might be worth your while and save you a ton of time. So if you did enjoy today's video, please give it a thumbs up, as that does help my channel a lot. If you did enjoy today's video on the content you see here on my channel, I would love if you consider subscribing and joining my YouTube family. So hit that red subscribe button and the notification bell to miss any future videos from me. And let me know in the comments below if you buy your school supplies separately from the store, or if you order through a package for your school, or even if your school has that option. Let me know. I'm curious to see what other schools can do. So thank you so much for watching my video today, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
I've seen those faces, I've heard all the lies.